Hey, we're back out in the kitchen here where Chef Tom Williams from Kroger is, serving up what looks to be absolutely delicious. Chicken and dumpling.
Gonna be good.
And as far as recipes go, this is about as simple as it gets, and that's great because, look, sometimes we want to challenge ourselves in the kitchen. Other times, we just want to serve a nice meal.
Right.
Other times we want to impress people, but it was really easy.
I cook all day. Last thing I want to do is cook really hard when I get home.
Right.
And, you know, in this day and age of the two-income family, you know, nobody has
Who's got
2 hours
time?
to cook dinner.
Yeah.
So,
Now,
all right.
we did this, if you're just joining us, this was rotisserie chicken, essentially from Kroger, that was been,
Oh, yeah.
you know, ripped apart,
Yep.
shredded up.
Yep.
And the dumplings were not made by hand.
Nope.
They were,
Buttermilk biscuits.
Buttermilk biscuits.
Yeah, the Kroger Jumbo Buttermilk biscuits.
laid out into strips.
Yeah, you can roll them out flat if you'd like, and they'd puff up and look more like your grandma's dumplings that she spent hours making.
Very hot. The flavor is really outstanding.
And you notice no added salt
You don't need it.
because the condensed
The
cream of
stock-
chicken
yeah,
soup.
Right, that had enough sodium. in it.
Yeah, because I used a reduced sodium chicken stock, the Simple Truth brand. So.
These dumplings are delish.
Yeah, they are.
And so
good.
easy.
Yep.
You don't have to tell anybody that either when you make it.
I would not have. Oh man.
Or hot.
I would not.
Go
have known.
ahead. Manners don't matter on this
Right.
show.
No, of course not. I would not have known.
That they weren't scratch.
Right. Seriously.
Miss Rose, one of my little grannies at work, when I told her I was making chicken and dumpling the other day, she's like, "You're not making your dumplings from scratch?" No, ma'am, I'm not. I make mine from scratch. That's very good, Miss Rose. I want to see how this works out, though. So.
They're good. My mom makes hers from scratch, and you got to roll it out and then cut it and then let it dry some and then drop them in. They're delicious,
Right.
but who's got that sort of time unless it's a special occasion like Thanksgiving or something
Right.
like that?
Yeah. So if our producer Tom brings up a great point, how much time did we save doing it this way versus the old-fashioned way? Lots, I know.
I'm sure probably an hour.
Yeah.
Because it's not. I mean, yeah, it's similar to a biscuit dough, but it's not. In that, you, like Tara said, you got to roll it out. You got to let it rest. You got to cut it. You got to let it rest. Sometimes you got to put another coating of flour on there so that they will help thicken the broth
make
up
a
and
mess
all kinds
everywhere.
of stuff. That's another thing that the condensed chicken soup does when you add it to this. And I was talking to Tom earlier. You could do it to the chicken and rice soup I made in here one time.
Ooh, yeah.
You could add that to there, and it cuts down on how much flour and stuff you had to add to it to make a roux. And it's also, you know, the sodium in there brings its own little hits to the party. So
So would you cut the chicken broth if you did that?
no. You could cut down on how much flour and cream addition you put in the end.
Okay.
So,
And
in fact, that's what I did for dinner last night. So.
And the using a rotisserie chicken versus, you know, buying one and cooking on the stove yourself, it brings a lot of flavor to the party as well.
Yeah. Now you want to talk about saving time?
Yeah.
But you're not saving. I mean, it doesn't cost that much more to go ahead and just buy a rotisserie chicken than
Yeah.
it would to
A
buy.
whole rotisserie chicken that's chilled down is $4.99.
Oh my gosh,
That's a
that's nothing.
That's a 3.5 pound bird.
Yeah.
The rotisserie chicken that we sell that's already pulled off the bone and everything is $7.99 a pound, but you're paying for some labor involved in that. So.
Yeah.
And like I said, you know, you pull the chicken and then the cook gets the legs and the wings for a snack.
Right. Well, there you go. But I mean, listen, if you're at home, you got all day Saturday, you want to put the chicken in a pot and let it, you know, cook on the stove and make
Yeah.
the broth from scratch and all
Make a
that.
hoe to do about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Go for it.
But if you only have a short amount of time
Tonight,
to get this
maybe?
done, this is a great way to go. Now, how long did we keep this?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. That's it.
So
Right.
probably, you know, when you first boil it and you boil the chicken and the vegetables in there for, you know, 7 or 8 minutes, and then you add the dumplings, 15 to 20 minutes
Right.
covered. And I did not take the lid off until right before we were ready to serve.
And that was an important step. Thank you so much, Chef Tom, putting this together from Brownton Avenue, Kroger, 1404.
44.
Excuse me, 4404.
Wow,
Get it
after a year,
right,
we didn't
Bob.
make that right. Oh, my
You know what? I was trying to get to the point where you had 2 red boxes.
Ah.
It's too cold to go stand out at Red Box right now.
That's right.